Hi and welcome to today's teen yoga session. My name is Sara and today we are going to be focusing on a seated practice, specifically focusing on the upper body and the back body. As you can see, the cat is here with me today helping, so the camera might get moved around a little bit because she thinks it's the most exciting thing in the world and she likes to rub up against it. So today's practice is going to be round about half an hour. You don't need a mat today if you haven't got one, but if you have got one, that's great. If you've got a yoga block like this, or a thick cushion or a stack of books, those might be helpful for you today as well. So as we begin today, we're just going to come to a comfortable seated position. So you can be kneeling like I am, or you can come and sit on a block, or you can just sit in a simple, easy, cross-legged pose. So however is comfortable for you. And when you're ready, just allow the eyelids to close and just take a moment to drop in to your body and to check in with how you're feeling today. So paying attention to any sounds around you that you're finding distracting or disturbing. Paying attention to any thoughts that may be intruding in this moment. So maybe tapping on the inside of your skull, to-do list, things you have to do later on today, things you've already done. And just take a moment to acknowledge those without attachment. Before allowing them to pass on by. And as you're ready, perhaps bringing hands to heart center, still with the eyes closed, and just lifting the shoulders to the ears for a moment before allowing them to drop down. Tucking the chin slightly, see if we can find some length in the back of the neck, extending through the spine. And then when you're settled here, taking a moment to notice the quality of your breath. So how are you breathing today? Are you breathing from the chest? Or are you breathing from the belly? However you're breathing today, just take a moment to notice it. Still keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. See if you can begin to deepen that breath. So see if you can begin to expand the belly, expand the chest as you inhale, and then compressing the chest, drawing the navel in last of all as you exhale. Again, as you inhale, expanding the belly, expanding the chest, really feeling that full breath. And as you exhale, compressing through the chest and upper body first, diaphragm, and the navel last of all. With your next breath, see this time if you can breathe into all four corners of the torso. So into the back body as well as the front body, into the sides of the chest. And as you exhale, breathing out from all sides of the chest, breathing out from the back at the same time as compressing the navel. Again, expanding the belly, expanding through the torso, expanding through the chest, really filling all of the space inside, and then gently releasing through the chest, releasing through the diaphragm, compressing the navel, and keeping up with this nice full breath in your own time, seeing if you can inhale and exhale, using the whole of the torso, using all that lovely space inside your lungs. Doing this 3 more times. And on the last exhale, allowing the eyes to gently flutter open and the light to come flooding back in. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to work with the upper body today. So I've been sort of rehabbing my shoulder for the last week or two. I was going to do yoga nidra with you today, but I thought actually we might do just some gentle seated yoga, just to make sure that you are still getting moving, as well as getting your relaxation practices in. So hands from heart center, bringing them now to your shoulders, the tips of your shoulders, and just allowing the shoulders to drop down away from the ears, lengthening through the neck. And we're just going to make some circles with our shoulders. So I'm a little bit cramped here today, but making sure you put space around you so you don't bash into anything. So as we inhale, we're going to bring the elbows forward, really kiss them together at the front of the body, bring them up, stretching up through the torso, opening them wide. And then as we come back down on the exhale, kissing the shoulder blades together, really feeling that compression in the back body, dropping the elbows down and coming back through. So on the inhale, bringing the elbows up together, circling them back down. On the exhale, compressing through the shoulder blades, dropping the elbows down, letting the weight of the elbows increase the stretch. Inhaling, bringing those elbows together. You can look up as well if you want to. As you make the transition down, really exhaling and compressing those shoulder blades. Again, you can drop the head if you want to as the elbows come down. Inhaling, look up, point elbows to ceiling, rotating back and down, opening the elbows wide as you exhale. Really compress between the shoulder blades, looking down. One more time on the inhale, bringing the elbows up together, pointing up to the ceiling. And on the exhale, really stretching those elbows wide, compressing the shoulder blades, looking down, dropping the elbows down. Beautiful. And then coming to rest. Allowing the hands to fall down to the knees. Maybe just shaking out the shoulders slightly. Lifting the heart, dropping the shoulders down away from the ears, and just taking a moment here with our neck. So we're just going to look down. And exhale. We're going to look up for an inhale. Looking down as we exhale. Looking up as we inhale. And so as we do this, we're going to try and introduce some seated cat-cows. So as we exhale, chin comes down, the navel pushes back towards the spine, belly hollows out, and the upper body hollows through, pushing back through the shoulder blades. As we inhale, belly comes forward, heart lifts, head lifts, shoulders come back for our cow. Exhaling, dropping the head down, really hollowing out through the belly, through the shoulders. Inhaling, pushing the belly forward, lifting the heart space, lifting the head, shoulders come back and down into cow. Do one more cycle. Exhaling, dropping the head down, hollowing out through the shoulders, tucking that navel in towards the spine, hollowing out into cat, and then coming back up into a more neutral spine, making sure we keep this heart space nice and lifted, and maybe dropping the shoulders down away from the ears again if you feel like they've started to bunch up. And then this time we're going to send the right hand away from the body. So I'm on a block, so it's a bit of a reach to the floor here, but if you're seated on the floor, you'll find it slightly easier. So sending the right hand away from the body as we inhale, lifting the left arm up, and as we exhale, just folding down through the side body, really rooting down through our sit bones, so that our left thigh isn't lifting, and just bending into the side body here. On an inhale, coming back up. Exhaling, sending the left hand away. Inhaling, bringing the right hand up. As we exhale, folding down to the left side. Trying to keep the shoulders down away from the ears. So I'm slightly cramped here today, so everything's a little bit smushed up. Make sure you've got more space than I have. Inhaling, coming back to centre. Beautiful. Then we're going to bring left hand to right knee. As we exhale, we're going to take a little twist here. So inhaling, growing nice and tall, lifting the heart space, making sure we've got that focus today on the upper body. And as we exhale, just looking over the right shoulder for a twist here. As we inhale, lift the heart space, grow nice and tall through the spine. And as we exhale, maybe twisting a little deeper. So making sure we stay connected to the breath today. So inhale, grow nice and tall. And as we exhale, twisting deeper. And on the next inhale, coming back to centre. I'm going to do the other side now. So right hand to left knee. Inhaling, growing nice and tall, really lifting the heart, making sure those shoulders drop away from the ears. The left hand can come up for a bit of extension before it comes behind. And then as we exhale, just twisting to the left here. So taking a twist to the left. Inhaling, growing nice and tall through the spine, lifting that heart space, and exhaling, taking a twist a little deeper. Inhaling, growing nice and tall. Exhale, twisting deeper, if that's available for you today. And then as you exhale, unwinding everything, coming back to centre. Wonderful, well done. Okay, so interlacing the fingers in front of you, so knuckles facing forward. Here we're just going to drop the head down. We're going to hollow out through the upper body like we did earlier in our cat-cows. So on the exhale, very nice and empty. And as we inhale, we're going to turn the hands over and we're going to stretch up, looking up at the hands and the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. Exhale, dropping the hands down, dropping the head down, hollowing through the top body. See if we can get a nice flow going here. Really pushing the shoulders away. As you inhale, turn the hands Looking up towards the ceiling, stretching up. Make sure you're coming up through the torso, not just through the shoulders. Exhale, bring the hands down, hollowing out through the top body. Inhaling, turning the hands over, growing nice and tall, looking up to the ceiling. Really seeing if we can tune back into that lovely deep breath we had at the start. Exhaling, bringing the hands over, pushing the knuckles forward, dropping the head down, really hollowing out through the shoulders. Inhaling, one more, turning the hands over, growing nice and tall through the torso, looking up to the ceiling or the sky. And as we exhale, let the hands float down. Try not to hit a door or anything else that's nearby like me. Okay, so we are going to go nice and tall again. Make sure we're lifting the heart space, dropping the shoulders down away from the ears. We're going to send the right hand away from the body, so fingertips just lightly touching the floor here. And then you're going to allow your left ear to drop over your left shoulder, making sure we're staying nice and lifted through the heart space. Just allow the weight of the right hand to give us a nice stretch down the side of the neck, so the sternocleidomastoid muscle, and maybe into the trapezius as well. If you want to intensify the sensations, you can bring the left hand up and just rest the hand on the side, the right side of the head, so not pulling but just resting here. Making sure the heart space stays lifted, making sure the shoulders stay away from the ears. And on the next inhale, lifting the arm off the head, releasing everything back down, give the shoulders a little shake, and we're going to go to the left side now. So bringing the left hand out, fingertips just lightly resting on the floor, right ear to right shoulder. Inhale, bring the right arm up, and just adding a little bit of weight onto that left ear, so not forcing, just using gravity to add some stretch into the side of the neck. Allowing the shoulders to stay nice and relaxed, don't let the spine sink, keep that heart lifted. On the next inhale, releasing the hand up, exhaling, bringing everything back down. Beautiful. Okay, so we're just going to do some gentle circles with our neck now. So using your nose to draw the circle, no matter which way you start. So starting small, and then making the circle a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger again. And then coming to a stop, and then back the other way. So again, starting small, drawing that circle with your nose, making it a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger still. And then coming to a stop. Beautiful. Okay, so we're just going to come onto all fours now. I'm hoping I've got enough room to show you this. Yoga in a confined space yoga. Okay, so coming onto all fours, we're just going to finish with Anahatasana, so melting heart posture. So making sure your knees are stacked under your hips. You're going to untuck your toes, so the top of your feet are flat on the floor. And then you're going to walk the hands forward and send the hips back as though you were going to go down into child's pose. But this time you're going to sink the chest down towards your mat. And you can either rest with the chin on the mat, or you can bring the forehead down. So really expanding out through the chest. So the movement is here. So expanding out through the chest and dropping the head down. So you feel like the chest, the heart is melting into your mat. So whereas in child's pose, we would sink right back onto the heels. We're keeping the hips up here. Keeping the hips up, maybe sending them just a little back, and we're really melting down through the heart. Okay. Once you're settled here, just taking a breath or two, seeing if you can tune into that deep yogic breath that we had earlier. If it feels too intense, if you have got your block, you can always pop a block down under your chest so that your chest comes to rest on the block, and it's not such an intense posture. So one more breath here. And then from here, the easiest way to come out is to walk your hands towards the body. So on the palms of the hands, we're back on all fours, and then we're going to sink all the way back through into child's pose. And you may want your hands above your head, or you may want to bring them behind the body. So head sinks down towards the mat or the floor, and the bottom sits back onto the heels. I'm just taking a moment here in child's pose. Taking a deep cleansing breath. Just taking time to connect back in. If the hands are behind you here, just walk them forward. Push up through your fingertips. Just take a nice stretch through the back body. So pushing into the mat with your fingertips. And then coming back up to your comfortable seated position. Okay. So we're going to finish today with a little seated meditation to close. So coming back into whatever posture feels comfortable for you. Could be cross-legged, could be sitting on a block like me, could be squatting. Squatting might be comfortable for you. And however's comfortable, just take a moment to let all the little irritations settle. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears. Really lift the heart. Extend through the spine. Drop the chin ever so slightly. And then just find a comfortable place for your hands so they could be together in your lap. You're resting on your knees. And as you're ready, as you feel ready, allow the eyes to close and tune back in to your breath. So just as we did earlier, expanding through the belly, expanding through the chest. We're going to see if we can make this an audible breath this time. So if you're new to Ujjayi, I'm going to bring the tongue to the roof of the mouth, inhaling through the nostrils, and as you exhale, you'll hear a slight sighing sound. So it's a slightly more forceful breath here. So breathing in through the nostrils, and sighing out the tongue on the roof of your mouth, so you've got that audible breath that you can follow. If you're finding it hard to do Ujjayi with the tongue, then you can sigh out through an open mouth. So you can breathe in through the nostrils and sigh out through an open mouth. So whatever breath you're doing today, just make it one that you can hear. You inhale. Exhale to see if you can tune into that breath. I'm going to add a little mantra today as well, I think. So today, if you inhale, say to yourself, I inhale peace. And as you exhale, say to yourself, I exhale love. Inhale, say to yourself, I inhale peace. And as you exhale, I exhale love. I inhale peace. I exhale love. In your own time, just taking a few more of these audible breaths using your mantra. Noticing if the shoulders have crept up, allow them to sink back away from the ears. Make sure that the chest is still lifted. Make sure that the spine is still long. As you inhale, inhale peace. As you exhale, I exhale love. In your own time here, inhaling and exhaling. If you're getting distracted by anything outside, just return to the sound of the breath. Return to your mantra. Inhale peace. I exhale love. 30 seconds here. And on your next inhale, bringing hands to your heart center. If you want to, you can carry on with this breathing for a while if you have a little bit more time. If you're about done, just allow the eyelids to flutter open, thumbs to third eye. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. So well done everyone, thank you for taking the time to join me this morning. I'm sorry the practice is ever so slightly cramped. I haven't got as much space today. I'm in the bedroom rather than the kitchen. The joys of small space living. So my self-care tip for you today is to make time for your yoga practice, and it doesn't have to be a full practice like the videos that we've been doing on here. So what you could do is you could just choose one or two favourite postures, or you could just choose a breathing technique, or maybe like we did just then, just deepening the breath and coming up with your own little mantra to say to yourself. Maybe set a timer on your phone just for 5 minutes for some time breathing deeply and sitting up nice and tall. So that's my self-care tip for you this week. So if you don't have time for a full practice, just a little bit of yoga goes a long way. So see how that goes. And my Zen challenge for you this week is to teach somebody else in your household, or maybe via Zoom, one of your friends, your favourite yoga posture. So try not to make it a really, really tricky one, because that's just me. Have a lovely week, take care, and I will see you again next Friday. Bye.